Yeah, welcome back to the channel, people. Hope you're well. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here nice and early and joining us. It is straight after the Carabao Cup. Liverpool at Anfield versus Spurs, and Spurs were Spursy. They got absolutely annihilated. I know we got a battering, but my goodness, so did they. Not one shot on target in the semi-finals, and they were pretty pitiful, if I'm honest with you. And I think Liverpool in the second half just decided let's stroll around. And didn't need to be that great, if I'm honest with you. We'll touch on that game, get some analysis from Lee. But if I'm honest with you, there have been many times, Lee, that I felt sorry for yourself because normally I'm down in the dumps with you. But I really, really felt for you yesterday, mate. And I rung you on the way home and I just feel it in your voice. I heard it. And I got to go to sleep, and you had to sit in a squashed up car for 4.5 hours. So, mate, I just want to hand the mic over to you because I don't really have any questions tonight. I just want to know how you are.
No, I'm all right. I'm all right. Listen, I know what the title says and all that, but listen, we have a choice. We have a choice to go, and I didn't really want to go. If I'll be honest, didn't really. I didn't. I knew we weren't going to win the game. I didn't fancy us up there. I have to say, Newcastle fans were unbelievable. The atmosphere was electric there. Like it's the noisiest I've ever seen, or St James's Park for a very, very long while. It was a sight to see. With binoculars, of course, So I see all the Spurs fans out there behind the Anfield, Anfield end, and that's how it should be. By the way, instead of being chucked up there, where we were. But in saying that, that was it. But got a let off yesterday with the offside. And Dan, I've said it and I'll say it again. Like we needed to be at our best last night, and we weren't. We was absolutely woeful for every single player. I can't think of anybody that really had a good game. Probably Wanyeri when he come on can walk away, but the rest of them. Listen, I'll give Newcastle their credit. They played really, really well. Midfield played really well, but I see Thomas Partey outstanding on Sunday, giving the ball away with no pressure on him like yesterday. 5-yard passes, giving it away. I see Gabriel miss kicking a ball in the first couple of minutes. Saliba having a poor game. Timber not at his best. That's just the back four. I didn't really see Lewis-skelly. Maybe he was meditating. I don't know. And then you go into the midfield. Declan Rice, worst game for a very, very long while. Thomas Partey, worst game for a very, very long while. Less we say about Martin Odegaard, the better. The front three, it just showed you everything that you need. So, and even Raya, who we was actually going up on the way, making a case for him to be the best goalkeeper in the league at this moment in time. We plumped for Alisson in the end, but on current form and this season, he probably is the best goalkeeper in the league. You know what I mean? Like on current form, say he's the best. That was what we come up with. So that put the kibosh on that. But the one thing that worries me is pressure game. Got to be at your best. Crumbled. Absolutely every single one of them. That is Saliba and Gabriel at the back. I don't know what was whether it was the occasion or Isak got the better of them and Gordon. But that's what for me is the big worry for me. It is a big worry. And it was cold up there, Dan. It was freezing cold. I actually got into my house at 25 to 6 this morning. So I had to take my mum to the airport. So I actually got to bed around about 9:30 this morning.
Oh,
so I've had a few hours kip. And then when I wake up, I see them laughing and joking, getting on a plane to Dubai. You know what I mean? So why should we have the ump about getting knocked out of the FA Cup? So I look at that, and I will say this. I've had a little think about that yesterday, and in one hand, I understand it. We haven't trained properly for a while, and to get under, get some proper sunshine, get some relax, in them, and they're all together. I get that, but I do think it's still. I'll tell you what, just imagine you're in a dressing room. Just imagine you're in a dressing room, Now, if we win today, we're at home to Leicester on a Friday night. We wouldn't have been, but, it could have been like. But if we lose, lads, we've got a week in Dubai. It ain't great incentive, is it? Now, people go, oh, we've done fantastically well last year by going to Dubai. It was a winter break. Got no problem with that. It was a winter break. It wasn't because we was knocked out of a cup competition. It was a winter break. So I feel a little bit I feel a little bit funny about that, but I get it. But I don't, part of me, someone said to me like, "Oh, we got to do a show today, or we're going to go to Dubai." I think I'm going to go to Dubai then. Like, I mean, I know it's different, but you know what I'm saying.
I wouldn't mind going to Dubai if I deserve it, but when you failed and you're rewarded
it
with it,
is a foul, isn't it?
It is a foul. You failed, you go to Dubai. If you don't and you get through, you ain't getting holiday, but you got to go and play and try and get in the FA Cup. Listen, before I go on, big up to Troops, man. He's rated us. Absolute legend. Thanks for sending people over, Troops. Big up to you, mate. Really appreciate that, man.
Cheers,
And big up to everybody in there.
Mate.
Cheers, my man.
I see a bit of you watch along yesterday, losing it.
Mate, he's a legend, man. He's
I
not
understand. Listen, people go mad.
He texted me today, he texted me the day, Troops, and he said we are an absolute shambles, and he was right, weren't we? We were awful.
Yeah, and I get people go like that. You know what I mean? It was a very, very frustrating. I think it's worse watching it on telly than being at the game as well. I have to say that, But what was the most disappointing thing for me, is that, and I hope that the players realise this when they're on their plane and sitting by their beach, having their non-alcoholic drinks. That a lot of fans, like yesterday, went up there, spent a lot of money. Some of them, like myself, travelling up on the day and travelling back. Some staying up there, whatever. We didn't get anything from the game. You know what I mean? Like, I look at the last two games in the league, right? Wolves away and Manchester City. Take them into context, right? I didn't think we was great against Wolves up until the sending off, Dan. But then the players galvanised and put in one hell of a shift to win that game. And credit to them. You come out feeling proud. Obviously, proud on Sunday, and you should be able to celebrate it and everything like that. Got no problem with that, But yesterday, I went up there on the thing of, right, okay, we're probably going to lose this game, but let's show a bit about us. Let's show us what we're like. Put in a real good performance, and see what happens. Now, Dan, I'm telling you this now. Every Newcastle fan I spoke to, they said, "What do you reckon today?" I said, well, congratulations. Really? You get the first goal, you'll win this. They were all edgy. They were all nervous about that game. And I swear to you that is true. You ask any Newcastle fan, because everyone I spoke to said that. And we went up there and it just was lackluster. I'm looking at it yesterday and I'm thinking, people trying to make an excuse that we're tired and jaded and all that, And I'm looking at it and think, you've got a chance of getting in the cup final. Just give it everything you've got. And they didn't, Dan. And I walked out of that ground yesterday more disappointed with those players for not putting in a performance. If they'd have put in a performance and lost 1-0, I'd probably been a little bit more disappointed, I suppose. But there was just an acceptance. And what is frustrating for me, and I don't know how other fans feel, I'm just saying, it was like accepted. It was like, oh, well, we weren't going to win anyway. So why did we all go up there?
It's true.
You go on a little bit of hope, don't you? Well,
the way we played against Man City, I think everyone started to look at it and think, do you know what? And this is what I said. And maybe people can come at me if they want. I said, I don't think we're going through. We heard it. I was with you, with me. I don't think we're going through. I think we're going to win the game narrowly. All I want is to walk away going, do you know what? Yeah, we ballsed it up in the first leg, but the players give their all. And we look like we're all right now. We look like we're back. And let's go to Dubai if we have to go there. And then we go and have a right good go in this Premier League and then Champions League. But I walked away, Lee, feeling embarrassed, devastated, kind of bullied, betrayed, deflated, and all those words. And that ain't good. That just ain't good. Now, I'll tell you this as well. I like this player. Trust me, I do. I know people think I give him stick sometimes, and I have over the years, but he started to prove me wrong a couple of years ago. And this season he's gone back to why I was questioning him. So when you did that knock the other day at Arteta's door and at Wolves' door, I'm going to be knocking at Martin Odegaard's door and saying, do you need to change your boots, son? Because I am getting peeved off every time you get near a shooting position. You're either fluffing your lines, taking too many touches, passing it like a hot potato, or scuffing it wide. And I'm starting to get peeved off now because that's 2 competitions now in the Cups here where he's missed a penalty and we've gone out. And he's missed that chance. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason we went out, Lee. Like,
No, I've seen it yesterday as well.
At 0-0, that is an unbelievable chance to shut the crowd up after then thinking they already won the tie when it was called off for offside, which was unbelievable finish, by the way, from Isak.
Yeah.
And then Odegaard goes through and he don't even hit the target, Lee. Like, there is serious problem. It was his weaker foot, Dan. Well, don't put him on 200 grand a week then because he's crap. If he can't use his right foot. You score. You don't just put it on target. You score. Buried it. Brilliant. Give us the chance. 1-0. Now we go sit up shop and we're perfect. We are in a perfect position to go and score late on if we set up right. But we go to pot. Our heads go to pot. David Raya, you bang on. He's looking at Ortega from last week and doing what he did against us.
Yeah.
Then you've got Saliba. Never seen, ever seen Saliba get cooked like that so embarrassingly by any striker in the world other than Isak, the one that we all want. Gabriel, likewise. I thought Timber and Lewis-skelly, they weren't 2 that I'd look at and think were great performances. They certainly weren't the 2 of the worst. Then I go into midfield. Thomas Partey giving the ball away. Declan Rice, one of our favourites, absolutely bullied by Bruno and Tonali, bopped around like anything. Odegaard invisible yet again at a big away game when we need our captain. And then let's come to your guy up front, Havertz. I'm sorry, Lee, I know you're a fan, but my God, what the hell was I seeing? It was just woeful. He might as well have just put an actual donkey or giraffe up there because they would have done more. It was just embarrassing, falling off of him. It's bad. He can't control it. He's break dancing on the floor. He's looking at the referee, spinning round. Give me a penalty, please. I'm rubbish. I'm sick of him, man. I'm just sick of this player. And it ain't him. It's our manager for putting him there. Oh, we can't play him in the 8. We can't play him in the 10. We'll just have to put him in the 9 and hope for the best. Nah. I was so embarrassed last night, mate. I've never walked away from a game feeling so, I was so happy. So happy we beat Man City 5-1. And then the window shuts and you're deflated straight away. And then on top of it, you get that. And I wonder, Lee, now let me ask you this. I wonder this. I was thinking about this today, and I didn't ask Chris or Curtis this today, but I wish I would have. Are those players pissed off with that window?
Oh, I was going to ask the same question. No, I don't think they are, but I wouldn't blame them if they were. I actually thought about that today. I was sitting here today thinking, like, I wonder if they was a little bit deflated by that window. Because I would be. Listen, I'm I try to defend the club as best I can and try and stick up for this and that. But what they've done for 5 weeks, I don't think you can actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Defend the club in any shape or form. What they've done in the last 5 weeks is nothing but disgusting. To leave us with no real forwards. Now, I watched Liverpool today, right? I don't really watch too much of other teams, if I'll be honest. Like to shut down after and whatever. But there's for obvious reasons I wanted to watch that. I'm looking at the players that they've got options up front, Now I'll tell you, I don't care what anybody says. Mo Salah today was absolutely woeful, woeful, right? Still has big moments in the game though, like the cross, lovely cross. And he takes his penalty well, which he's still got finished, by the way. So, again, not knocking him. But he comes along, he's done his contribution of all that. But around him, Capco today has got 16 goals, Dan.
Wow.
That was his 16th goal today he scored, you know what I mean?
Wow. Fair play.
What about wide players got? 3, 4s?
Embarrassing.
And we feel, and I don't care what the manager says, you know what I mean? I'm coming, people are starting to think, are starting to give him a pass for all of this, right? Saying it's all on the Cronkies and all that, you know what I mean? They ain't got no money. Well, I'm sure there were loan deals given to him and whatever. You can't improve on what you've got. There was nothing in the transfer window that could improve on nothing, Dan. On
Shambles.
nothing. on nothing, because you've got nothing to back up Havertz. You've got nothing to back up any of them now. You've got Sterling on loan that can back up now because Martinelli's gone out, right? That was always going to happen. A club like Arsenal gambling when they're second in the league. Do you know what? Realistically, I'm going to say this now, and I don't, I don't mean it when I say this, but do you know what the club deserved to happen to them this season? Drop out of the top 4. That's what they deserve to happen to them.
Wow.
That's what they deserve. We don't want that, obviously, because we still want to win the league. But if we mathematically can't win the league, we lose another couple of games and all that, I would actually, wouldn't bother me. Because, Lee flip-flop. Yes, I am a flip-flop. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, mate.
I am.
Give it a rest, man. Jeez.
Right. No, but as I go on, what I've seen over this last 5 weeks, I'm entitled to flip and flop. I don't. Anybody that wants to back that manager and back the ownership and whatever, what they've done in that window was an utter disgrace to leave us like they have done, with nothing. No backup, none of this, no that. I get people trying to defend it because, there wasn't the right profile of player. Well,
can you ask me what the hell that means then? Because
I don't know what it means. But if that's the case,
this is the profile player. Jesus, don't want that. Havertz, completely different style. Don't want that. Eddie Nketiah, don't want that. Aubameyang, one who's the best striker we've had under Arteta, he don't want that. Lacazette, he don't want that. They're all 5 of those are different players. Every single 5 of those players are completely different. So what is this? Well, we want a profile that fits.
Well, when he says that, right? When he says that, right, and this is what annoys me with the journalists and all that, why don't they come out and say, like, I weren't the pro? Well, what was Sterling then? Because he wasn't the profile player, but you got him. I just
didn't want to just sign anyone. Well, what was Sterling?
Absolute joke what they've done to this football club. And do you know when you say about giving money back for a game yesterday? No, because you know what? I ain't got a choice. You got a choice. You got a choice to go to that game, right? You got a choice to go and buy your ticket for Leicester away, which I think you're going to, aren't you? Like Leicester away.
I can't go now, but I was going.
I can't go. But you've got a choice. Yeah. When you play Man United, you've got a choice.
The only reason I can't go is because it's rail replacement. I'd have to get the 6 a.m. train, and I wouldn't be getting to Leicester till about 11 or something stupid like that. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to go.
Let's not talk about the trains. They're about as useful as our front line. Anyway. Right, you got a choice. You got a choice to go to these games, right? But you haven't got a choice on home games because you've got your season ticket already. And they do that to you halfway through the season, what they've done in those 5 games. That's what they should be saying now. And instead of getting your money back for the away game at Newcastle and that, they should be coming and going, do you know what? We've let you down terribly in this window, right? After not doing great in the summer, there's your money back. Or you can sell your ticket and it won't go against you in any shape or form. Now, I'll say this now, right? I haven't missed Man United away for a very, very long while, right? Can't remember the last time. We've got a big game on that day for my football team, right? So it means me missing that game, right? Then the following week, we've got Chelsea at home, which is going to be around about a 12 o'clock kickoff. So I'll have to miss another game. So it'll be 2 games I'll miss. I'm going to say now, I ain't going to Man United away. Don't want to go. And that's what they've done to me at this moment in time, because I feel absolutely let down by it. I watched the game yesterday, right? And if we had their 2 forwards, not only do we win that game, we win the league. And they've not gone out and done anything about it. Talking to a couple of my mates today, one's a Spurs fan, one's a Liverpool fan. Why haven't you got a striker? Why haven't you got anybody in? Like, you know what I mean? It's so obvious that's what you need. I sing the song now, right? And I'm going to swear when I say this, so sorry about that. Like, you know what I mean? And I said it as we was going into Newcastle. We've got Super Mick Arteta. He knows exactly what we need. Does he fuck? That's what I sing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is what I sing now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, on there, like, you know. And then I sing the rest of it, like, you know, because he doesn't know exactly what we need, right? He doesn't, does he? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Oh, that's cheering me up, mate. You know how much I hate that song, so that is what I'm going to sing now as well.
Every time we go, like, just sing that on that, because he doesn't know what he wants.
Well,
Well,
he's put this front line
exactly what we
together.
need. We needed a fucking forward in this. He knows exactly what we need, right? I've got Man United fans, Tottenham fans, right? Liverpool fans, West Ham, my mate, West Ham Paul, great guy. You know him.
I do, yeah.
You need a striker. Why haven't you gone and got a striker? Mikel knows exactly what we need. He doesn't. So there you go. And that is the reason why.
You know what I hate as well? I hate people who say to me, well, you're not happy with this squad and he's got a second. Who's built this squad, you clowns? He's the one who's built this bloody squad. Oh, you're not happy with the front line? Well, how's he getting it second then? He's the one, yeah, that bought Havertz. He bought Trossard. He's played Martinelli and Saka. Fair play. He's bought Sterling. He's bought Willian. He's played Nelson. He's played Smith Rowe. He bought Vieira. He played Eddie Nketiah. And Eddie Nketiah, by the way, who we give 100k a week and give the number 14 to, who can't get on the pitch for Palace, let alone score a goal. And then you've got Isak, who was available the same year that we put him on that deal. What the hell is going on here? And this is the problem I've got with it. And you talk about songs. My mum sent you the song as well, right? She's got a song as well. I mean, I'll tell you what, it ain't even that one. The one that Russ said as well. 49 merch releases. That is absolutely spot on. There must be 49 merch releases by now. And people are still buying them. And this is the biggest problem. And this is what I want to lead to, mate. The fans, if I'm honest with you, can support the club how they want. Who am I to tell someone they can't do something that they want to do in a way to support their club? But all they need to be aware of is that whilst they are booming in the shops, whilst they're buying all the beers, whilst they're getting all the merch, whilst they're buying the pie and mash in there, and once they're queuing up outside, they're doing exactly what the Cronkies need. And that is filling their pockets, and it's job done. Now, I know for a fact that they are more than happy with how Arsenal are right now, the Cronkies, because all the bums on seats are there. The club shop is booming. They've got 30,000 on the waiting list for season tickets, and they're happy, mate. God, we're doing this. We haven't even won. Job done. Don't need to do anything. Don't buy anyone. We're fine. That's what I think is going on. Now, I don't know enough about this behind the scenes. I hear crap rumours. I hear people talking about it. But whoever is behind and on the board right now and has been in charge of these two windows, heads need to roll if we're a serious club.
Well,
now, Edu's already gone, right? Edu's already gone. This Jason Ato, goodbye. Bought nobody, sold nobody. Goodbye. Tim Lewis, lawyer. Why have we got lawyers running our football club for? What's happening here? This guy knows nothing about football. But he's the asset stripper that people are talking about. Oh, the Pepe and Raul Sanleti. We don't want that happening again. Let's go through Tim Lewis. And I genuinely believe they've gone no. Now, this Ollie Watkins thing quickly. Eddie Nketiah went for £30 million. Arsenal believe Ollie Watkins is £15 million more than Eddie Nketiah because they offered 45 million. So you're telling me you're that incompetent that you're looking at a striker in the Premier League who's proven, who's an England international and has scored consistently for 5 seasons since COVID, 10 to 15 goals, got 40 goals and assists last season, and you're paying £15 million more than we sold for Eddie Nketiah. Get in the bin, man. Disgrace. Sack them. Heads should roll, judges. Sack them all.
Listen, heads roll. Listen, I don't know about you, right? I'm going to be. I'm just going to speak for myself. You can come in on that. Why I'm disappointed about this and everything about it is because I think if we would have got a striker, and I'm not saying now, if you, I'm going to go and defend them a little bit. If they couldn't get the striker they want, say if they've got, just say they've got some sort of knowledge like they did with Declan Rice, that if they put in and get the right money for Isak, they can get him right. I get why they didn't go for him in this summer, right? So I'm going to stick with that, right? But what I'm annoyed about, just go and get somebody on loan. Just get somebody to help out the team. You know what I mean? I'm not saying go and buy a 60. I'm not even saying buy Ollie Watkins. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying get somebody that can just cover what we've got, because we're on the bare bones now, Dan. You know what I mean? Like, and you talk about. Do you know what another thing that really winds me up, Dan? Can I be about it, like, you know, the PR crap, having photos of Saka coming out and all that, like, do you know what I mean? He is not going to play this season.
Oh, what, in going to Dubai?
Yeah, and all that, like, oh, look, he's gone, he must be nearly fit and all that, like. Don't insult our intelligence, right? He's had an operation on his hamstring. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? It's just all a little PR just to say, like, you know, that Saka could be coming back and all that, like, you know. Now, if he does come back within the, you know, end of March, by the way, they reckon, right? That's another, I'm going to work that out. One, it was only the 6th of February now, so 3 weeks of February to go. So another 8 weeks minimum. And that's been unrealistic, in my opinion.
That's being very kind.
Yeah. Being very, very kind. Listen, all of that and everything yesterday, we got done yesterday, Dan. Team better than us. You got to hold your hands up. Can't blame anything else.
Can I ask this question? Because that is a genuine question from Andrew. Did the players thank the fans at the end, judges?
I don't know. Gone.
Oh. I didn't know if they did or not. I didn't realise. I forgot you said no. Go on. I didn't know if they did. I had no idea if the players thanked the fans.
I couldn't handle that. Listening to them all celebrating and all that, like, you know what I mean?
So you got out of there. Yeah.
It's the first time I've done that for a very, very long time. I can't remember the last time I've done that. Walked out of the game. Only 5 minutes from the end, but like the game was done. And they was all, you know what I mean, like, tell your ma and all that. I won't be able to see. I couldn't handle it. I'm sorry, Dan. You know what I mean, like, it hurts.
No, I'll be out of that door. I don't ever leave games early, but my goodness, I could.
No, we're 4-0 down. We're 4-0 down. You know what I mean? It's done. You know what I mean? Like, and listen, there's a lot of people out to get home, you know, like a little bit earlier and left. I just went outside and just walked around for a little while, like, you know what I mean? You know, only for 5 minutes. Yeah, I couldn't do it, like, you know. And listen, I'm going to say this now. There's a lot of fans yesterday that did stay behind. There weren't that many. They weren't walking out on their in their droves. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
fair play. A Man City were the same. To be fair to the Emirates, I'll give them that.
I said that with Man City. I thought that they was fantastic. Look, but it's nothing to do with Arsenal losing yesterday. I just didn't want to see them celebrating, like, you know what I mean? That's it. You know what I mean? Because I want to get us to finals and things like that. You know what I mean? Like, and at the end of it, you know, we didn't deserve that yesterday. Good luck to Newcastle in the next. I've got nothing against Newcastle. The only thing that really winds me up is where they put us at the end of the day. And I think until they sort that out, I think that listen, Newcastle's a fantastic away day. I've always loved going up there. It's a shambles at the moment. It's not fair. It's not fair on us fans doing that. And why it's there, it's the worst ground to go to. So when people go, oh, it's great atmosphere and everything like that, like, you know, I would never say that it is, because they have an unfair advantage to everybody else. Look at Liverpool, where Spurs fans were today. Bottom behind the goal, quality. Where were they when they played us? All behind our goal, yet like bottom row, like you know. So at the end of the day, until they sort that, and or unless I would say that I don't care, right now. Anybody that puts us as high as up as that, do exactly the same for them. Get them up the top. I don't care if for safety reasons or whatever. It can make it work. Make it work. Like, you know what I mean?
I agree.
That's how I see that.
No,
but in saying that, they deserve to beat us.
By far the better team in both legs, Lee. In both legs,
Both
they're
legs.
a better team.
And in the league game as well, I thought
Yeah.
it was deja vu. It was like watching, saying on UK Gold. It was the same thing, side to side, no inventing this. You know what I mean? Like, and it's now coming to something. Listen, I'm not going to dig out Odegaard as far, because he's had that injury, but I'd rather him not play if he's carrying an injury and not playing well, because the downfall of him is incredible. Look, he's had a fantastic game on Sunday, and maybe physically he couldn't do it again, but
they don't look like they all can, mate. This is the problem this season. They're all coming. I mean, Martinelli now injured. It's just like, it's honestly,
because they've been running to the ground. Like, he turned around yesterday, Mikel. He turned round, right, and I stick up for Mikel. I will stick up for him as much as I can. He turned around yesterday and said it's been tough on the players since December. We've been playing every 3 days.
Go and buy someone then.
Yes, exactly. You knew that. Go and strengthen the squad then. Why are you saying things like that?
Well, I'll come to that in a minute, because I've read something else which is hilarious. Suge, big up to you. Says, if rumours are true, Jason Ato wouldn't spend on Watkins. I can see him going and getting Diego Costa on a free. This club's making me believe it, and I hate it.
Right. Let's get on to that. Do it. I'd rather have Diego Costa now for a free for 3 months than nothing, Dan. If there's a free agent out there, I don't care. Go and get him. We've got nothing.
You know what's funny? Chris said to me earlier, he made a great point. Where's all the youth players?
Got the
well, our best youth player is now at Man United. He went to Man United.
Yeah.
He'd actually be getting game time now, right? And then he's made a good point. And you know what? I can't believe we've never thought of this before, because it's a good friend of ours who's sadly no longer with us. The last striker that came through our system that was any good was Super Kevin Campbell. Prove me wrong. Bentner? Nope. Eddie Nketiah? Nope. Who else has there been? And Kev come through in the late 80s, early 90s. And we have not had another centre forward in the whole of our academy that's come through that's been any good.
Hard to do.
What, in 35 years?
Yeah, right. I'll tell you something like that is hard to do, because, and I see it's a great point, but let's go through some of those strikers. Is anybody going to come through the youth team and take Robin van Persie's place? Was anybody in the youth team going to come through and take Adebayor's place? Was anybody in the youth team going to come through and take Thierry Henry's place? Was anybody in the youth team going to come along and take Dennis Bergkamp's place? Was anybody in the youth team going to take Ian Wright's place? Right.
Well, what about the Emirates era? We haven't exactly had anyone amazing. I mean,
I go along with that. So it's a lot harder. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and you're right. We after Henry, we replaced it by Giroud. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, my mate Sanogo come for a little while. Like, you know what I mean?
Balogun.
Don't you knock Yaya. Right, at the end of the day. Ali Alidair, another one.
Ali Alidair, Balogun, Lupoli, all these guys, but they didn't come in
Well, Balogun would do a job for us now, but we had to sell him.
Honestly, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
Chuba Akpom, he was another one. Like, you know, they get game time now, wouldn't they?
All these names have come through. But what my point is none of that. You know, where are our scouts? Where is our youth and our what are we producing? Look, we produced Waneri and Lewis-skelly. Fantastic. They're two that have come through. Max Dowman's the next one. He's in Dubai. I look at the situation up front and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, where the hell are the strikers then? Because the one that was coming through, scoring all our goals, is now going and playing for Man United, and apparently he's absolutely balling out over there, scoring all the goals in the under-18s from what my mate told me, and the Man United fan. So it just don't make sense to me, Lee. It's a weird one for me. It really is.
Listen, I'm not going to argue. It's a great point. It's a lot harder to get.
No, look, it wasn't a point from me. I can't take the credit. It was Chris Hudson who brought it up.
It is a very, very good point.
No, it is a good point.
But we brought through Balogun. We didn't want to play him. Sold him.
We wanted to play Eddie ahead of him. It's scary, really, but there we go.
So Eddie was the last one to come through, and he's never really, never hit the heights. He done okay for us, but he was never going to hit the heights for us, was he? Like, you know what I mean?
No. Lee, have we actually progressed under this Spain clown? To me, it's more of a regression back to the final years of Wenger's reign. Lawrence does not believe we've improved since.
Well, Lawrence, at this moment in time, you moany old sod from America, right? We've come second, so we're not.
There we go.
Listen, you can say what you want about Liverpool today. Look at the squad that they've got.
Yeah. They're miles clear of us, mate. They shouldn't be, but they are miles clear.
They've got a squad like they've got, and they've had hardly any injuries. You know what I mean? They've had injuries, but not to key players, right? Like, you know what I mean? So we're never going to be great until we get that killer situation. It's not the first time we've lost games by not taking chances. You know what I mean? We should have beaten Aston Villa last season, but we missed chances. And here we are again. And it's not just one player, it's all of them. And I watched the Havertz yesterday, 3 times I think he could have scored. And because of his, he hasn't got that killer touching gut in front of goal, which strikers have, proper goal scorers have. He's then looking for fouls all the time. And in the end, you know what I mean? I'm getting the hump with him. He's going down too easy and all that. And I think that maybe because he bought one a couple of weeks ago, they're not going to give him anything now. There was a couple of times he was fouled yesterday. I'm not, well, let's be honest, we was right about it, you know what I mean? But but just not good enough. What did Trossard do yesterday? What did Martinelli do? The only one that looked dangerous yesterday was a 17-year-old kid coming on.
Yeah. Yeah.
What does that tell you about everybody else in that team at this moment in time? Now, don't get me wrong, you can go back to Sunday, but that's at home. We're talking about away from home. If Arsenal are going to win this league, they've got to go to a hostile atmosphere like Liverpool, stick your chest out and go and take them on and beat them. That was a dress rehearsal for it yesterday, you know what I mean? Now, honestly, if that was in the West End show, right, and you're doing a dress rehearsal, right, you're going out looking for new fucking actors. Because it wasn't good enough.
No, it weren't good enough, mate. It was nowhere near good enough, and people can't defend that. It was absolutely abysmal. This comes in from a Spurs fan who says, at least you guys don't have to watch your team for a while. I've got to watch Spurs get battered by Villa at the weekend. What a shambolic season. Big up to you, bro. Appreciate you watching as well, man. And I've remembered there's another song that come through on my channel last night when I was ranting on my match reaction, which was, we've got Super Mick Arteta. He hasn't got a clue what we need. Havertz in attack, never getting Isak, never going to win the fucking league. It was good. You got to laugh. This comes in from Lawrence, says, Dan and Lee, the toxicity will be back at the Emirates. As soon as the mosaic of the cannon that's on the seats in the stand can be seen clearly during games, that will be the sign that Arteta will be sacked. And that, Lee, is facts. Once that happens, when the fans go,
is fact. Listen, fans will pick and choose games now. They won't at the moment because West Ham, is a massive game. But if Arsenal were to drop points against Leicester, you know what I mean, that there will be people diving to sell their tickets and all that. Listen, I know a few people. I'm not going to mention names and all that like that. When the draw was made, bought tickets for the Newcastle game, didn't go.
Crazy.
Well, but they knew it was done. You know, I'm not knocking it. You know what I mean? I'm not knocking it. You know what I mean? So
I don't knock it either, mate. I don't.
A lot of them knew it was done. You've got to have 2 days off work. You know, and they've got Champions League coming up in a couple of weeks' time. They want to go out there and all that. Of course, they're going to pick and choose. And do you blame them? No, I don't. And then when you put in a performance like that, you know what I mean? I've had 4 people in my groups and all that. Thank God I didn't go. You know, because they knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. You know, there's always that little bit of hope.
I love that city, but I'm glad I didn't go. Crikey. I'm absolutely...
Genuinely, there were people up there yesterday, and good luck to them. I'm not knocking them. I genuinely thought we was going to win.
What, the tie or the game?
I get that. Like, you know what I mean? I love all that. Like, but this team, there's two...
What, they wanted to win? They thought they'd win the tie or the game? What do they mean?
No, just that game. They thought it was going to go through. Like, you know what I mean? The other thing is, Dan, why we won't win the league? I think we can go and beat teams. We've got one or two of those games left in us.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
There's too many.
I think we've got 4 games, bruv. I told you that.
Yeah, there's too many of those games when you just think we have.
What was the game I said? Newcastle was one of them. That was one I said we dropped.
Well,
listen, we're going to lose it. I know it's at the Emirates, but we ain't going to win it, mate. We can't beat this bloke. He's got his number. We cannot beat this bloke. Honestly, this Eddie Howe, who everyone thinks is rubbish, he's got Arteta's number, mate. Kay Hardy says, if you had to put a number to it, what percentage chance do you think we've got to win the Premier League? I'd say we have about 10% chance. Yeah, maybe a bit more if you're going to be kind, maybe a bit less if you're not. If you're realistic, I think you're probably about bang on, bruv, if I'm honest.
I'm saying 15, 20%. If they lose to Everton next week, a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, they've got to start losing some games. They've got to get some injuries and they've got to lose some games. I don't see it happening. I don't see. Well, I look at Arsenal. I think that we're dropped points. You can see that the way we play today. You can see the way that yesterday. Look, they wasn't playing that well against Wolves. Dan, come on, that was going down a route. We dug ourselves out of it because we felt in a lot of injustice, and credit to them. And when you play Manchester City, they're going to come and play. You know, Man United have played against us twice this season. Not the Man United of normal that comes out and plays. You know what I mean? Like Aston Villa, very, very cautious and defensive. You know, and in the end, they got a 2-2 draw. Everton come there and done it. Tottenham come and give us a game. Look what happened. I tell you who did come and opened up against us, and credit to them. Let's give them a load of credit for it. Crystal Palace got stuffed 5-1. So, you know what I mean? Like anybody that comes out and plays against Arsenal, Manchester City, stuffed 5-1. Ipswich didn't play like that. Lost 1-0, unluckily. There's a blueprint out there. And Mikel has now got to get out onto Dubai. Hopefully, while he's by his pool, reading his tactics book, finds a way to beat these presses on that. Because I'm looking at them on Leicester. Well, not so much. Leicester would be a difficult one to do, to be the same sort of thing. But I'm looking at them then against Newcastle yesterday. They're all coming out of their box, like, you know what I mean, like, and doing this and doing that. Not one of them had a clue how to break that Newcastle team down, right? And you've got to find solutions with him because you haven't got anything outside of it, like to change it, like, you know what I mean? So you've got to find those solutions. And I'm looking at them; they're scratching their heads. They ain't got a clue.
I might eat my words here when I say this. We could come back from Dubai and be absolutely outstanding like last year, right? But I could eat my words here. I think this is the biggest risk ever going to Dubai. Because if we do not come back and get the response we had last year, boy, are there going to be some serious pissed off Arsenal fans. Because if we come back from Dubai and we do not beat Leicester and West Ham, there is going to be serious amounts of fans starting to question what the hell is going on. So I hope we go on a run for everyone's sake, and we do go on a 10 game out of 14, and we win 10 out of 14. Because I think we'll drop 4 games. Doesn't mean we'll lose 4 games. We've only lost 2 games all year, but I think we will drop 4 games. And I think those 4 are going to be against Nottingham Forest, Liverpool, Newcastle, and then one of Chelsea and United. I don't know what one. I fancy less, basically, is what I'm getting at.
Oh.
But I could be wrong. We could lose points to Fulham at home. We could go for we did last year. We could drop points to Portman Road. Who knows? No one has a clue with Arsenal.
I will say this. I was talking to my mum, like taking her to the airport today. Now, she ain't no great one about football, but she loves Saka, right? And she says, "You're missing Saka, something wrong." Like, you can see that, like, and we are, and we're still somehow getting results without him. So I have to give the team a little bit of credit. You know what I mean? Like, in the league so far, to go and beat Man City 5-1 without Saka. Not many teams are going to do that without their best player. Digging out results here and there, like, you know. So there has to be a little bit of credit there and all that, like. And I'm not knocking that. Where I'm knocking Mikel, I'm knocking him, and I'm knocking everybody at this football club for what they've done in these last 5 weeks. But I don't. Whatever happens now, if he comes out and says, "Oh, like, we weren't good enough they were better than us in the box," and you know what I mean. Well, what are you saying that for? You had a choice to rectify it. That's my thing now. I anything he comes out with now, Arteta, all I'm going to come back with, well, that's down to you. You find a way, because you chose not to go down that route, whatever. And it ain't about spending money, Dan. There's loan deals out there. There's people out there, like, there's free transfers out there now. Find something.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying.
We're going to do nothing, Lee. Let's just get this free transfer thing cleared up. We ain't getting anybody, mate. Let me tell you that. We ain't getting anybody. Lawrence says, Dan and Lee, Arsenal have 3 hopes of winning the league. A slim hope, no hope, and Bob hope. Eric says, we're suffering because of Mikel's arrogance. He knows in low block games, 29 at the top can't work, but he insists on it to cover his shame. Trossard should start there like the 22-23 season, which worked. Let me show you just a couple of things, actually, right? I just like a couple of minutes just to show you some of these things that have really peeved me off in the last 24 hours since going out of the Carabao Cup, which people, you know, don't care about. Some people, it's a dusty trophy. These are the things that have annoyed me, Lee, in the last few hours of day, whatever you want to call it. Arteta, when you want to be in cup finals and win trophies in the end, those are the fine margins. They've been really effective in the box, and we haven't. Overall, that was the main difference. Maybe we'll go and buy a striker then in January. Oh, it's closed. Also, then we start to get the news. All the news comes reeling in. We're off to Dubai, and Dalman's coming, and Porter's coming in the squad. Everyone get excited. Dubai, here we come. I'm not excited. Then what happens is we get another. We've consulted with several parties before deciding to take Dalman. A key focus has been placed on ensuring his education program is respected. Who actually gives a damn about this? Nobody. Then, well, here he is. Saka, get excited. Saka's going to travel with the Arsenal squad to Dubai today. I'm not going to say that too loud because it's our friend Tom Canton who's put it out. But when you look at it, you think that is just trying to do every single thing a positive to try and get people happy. Transfer window shut. Sammy Mockbell, he's all over it. A few days later, they all come out days later and try and make excuses as to why they were wrong. There was an internal exploration at Arsenal regarding Sesko. Why didn't he tell us this when the window was open then? Why was he waiting for it to shut? Looking at a long-term target of the club, but crucially, Leipzig were not prepared to sell the player in January, a stance communicated to Arsenal. Why didn't he tell us that then the other day? Or has he just found out now when it's shut? Then I look at this from the Ollie Watkins stuff, largely a market opportunity that arose unexpectedly late in the window. Bollocks. Next one. Here he is. Sammy Mockbell. Supporters were desperate for a signing. The interim sporting director, Jason Ato, could easily have made himself an instant hero by sanctioning the moves for either Matthias Tell or Morata. But talk to those whose opinions matter at Arsenal, and they'll tell you that Ato's considered approach has impressed and is one that has aligned with the club's long-term strategy. Ato is understood to have improved his standing among those behind the scenes at the Emirates since his appointment. Hey, Jason. I hope he stays. You absolute clown. What a load of crap. this Sammy Mockbell is talking here. Let's just have it right. Absolutely pathetic. Then we get Dubai. They're all off to Dubai. It
With the new
pisses me off.
merch.
They're all off to Dubai. More merch. There's more merch. Piss off to Dubai. Yeah, we're going to Dubai. All of us are going to Dubai. And then it gets even better. Sammy Mockbell again. There's a sense at Arsenal that they're gearing up for an unprecedented summer. The window has just shut. Let's not disappoint everyone. The summer is where it is at. Look at them. We're going to put Tim Lewis, who needs to shave his hair off, by the way. And we've got Josh Kroenke talking there. Look, we're going to have a big summer, are we, Tim? Yeah, Josh, we're going to go big in the summer. Clowns, the pair of them. Get out the club. And then Zubimendi. I didn't think it'd take long. Zubimendi looks certain to arrive from Sociedad as Arsenal prepare for the expected midfield departures of Jorginho and Partey, who are both out of contract in the summer. They will explore a move for versatile attacker Nico Williams and Cunha, who are among the players admired. It's no secret the dream ticket is Isak, given the cost believed to be in the excess of £120 million. I don't want to hear about transfers. This Sammy Mockbell's getting right on my nerves, mate. I tell you that. Why did we not hear any of this during the transfer window?
Yeah,
it's shut. Now all of a sudden, let's bring it all up. Let's bring the PR. Let's get the fans excited. Absolutely embarrassing, bruv.
Well, I won't be happy unless they bring in Zubimendi, Isak, and Cunha. Right? That's 3 players that they've got to bring in, right? Plus another centre half to replace Kivia, who's going to be going as well, and another midfield player. So I'm expecting 3 massive signings, right?
5 in total.
5 in total, and a goalkeeper. So 6 in total. I'm happy with a central defence. I'd sell Tommy Asu and maybe replace him. So they've got to do a lot to convince me next season. I'll tell you, look, someone said in the chat, do you think if Mikel doesn't win? No, I don't. Mikel will be here next season. But I'll tell you that now. If he doesn't buy any of those players we've said, and we don't buy, in comes Sesko, in comes Zubimendi, in comes Freddie the Frog from France, right? I am, right, not having any of them. Any of them. Right, they've got to be top notch because in the last 2 summers you've done nothing, right? And I don't care now, like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't mugging me off. If that Zubimendi's not on through the door when the first day of the window opens, you mugs.
I think he's going to Real Madrid, by the way. I still think he'll go Real Madrid, not Arsenal. Zubimendi, but that's just me.
I think, like, he can't do that. I think he's. You know what I mean? That's probably done. You know what I mean? If I'll be honest.
I don't know. If you believe them lot, then I don't believe any of them. Honestly, I don't believe any of this lot anymore. I literally listened to them all and I thought they all looked clowns. David Ornstein, the Oracle, looked like a clown this window. Romano just retweeting stuff because he's got nothing. All these people that people say are so reliable. Once they say it, it happens. Bollocks. I think none of them got a clue. Let's be honest. None of them
I've said that, he leaves and so it's not what I ain't got a choice in it. It's not my choice. I'm telling them what the club are going to do. Whether you like it or whether you don't.
He's staying, mate. He's staying.
Let's get that in there. Don't even think that he ain't. He will be there at the end of the season, right? But there's people like me. I'm not saying that this moment. I'm still saying that we're still in with a chance of winning the league and we're still in the chance of winning the Champions League. Let's see what happens in those competitions first before we go losing our heads. Once we're out of them, right, because we will go out of them, but once we're out of them, right, you know what I mean? That'd be it for me. But it's not worth losing any energy. He's going to stay. But I'll tell you what, next season, if he doesn't deliver, I think you've got every fan's got their right to say whatever they want about him. He's got to be under pressure. 14 trophies now, domestic trophies that he's gone out of?
There's 21 trophies. He's won one of them, which was the first one, the FA Cup. He's come out the other 20 of them. Not good enough. Not good enough. I'm sorry, it ain't good enough. But people think, he's give him more time and make him have his own, let him have his own what's it called? Let him have his own front line. Well, this is his front line, is it not? Is this not his front line?
Well, listen, yeah, but his front line's got in. Listen, I'm going to give him a pass on that because when Jesus first came to this club, he was sensational, and then he got injured, and he's never been the same. So I'm going to give him that. So he needs to be replaced. Not as harsh as it is. He's been given the opportunity to come back. It's not worked. I feel for him.
Well, okay. Let me ask you this. Let me come back to you on that one. The reason I disagree is he's had 31 players. Not one of them's been a prolific number 9.
No, but the way we played and the way that the team was playing, it was sensational, Dan. Come on.
It was. I'm not saying it weren't, but if that for me, you don't just get Jesus. You got to get more than that. You go.
You're right. You know this needs another, but that was the way we was playing. It was sensational football. We was romping the league at that stage, before the World Cup, and then he got injured. Right, and he was creating chances. If he wasn't scoring, he was creating chances. But he's never been the same, Ben. So that's unfortunate. That's happened. Not only that, the way that we played, he had Saka and Martinelli on fire. Because of Jesus. So you have to put that as a whole package. They were scoring goals. Unfortunately, he got injured, and they never really come back to any sort of way it was. We still played some scintillating stuff. I remember going to Liverpool, we was 2-0 up. We was fantastic for 20, 25 minutes in that game, like, you know what I mean? But then we all know it went wrong. But I think that, can I be really, really blunt about it? I said, didn't I? Do you remember when I said to you that I've got a feeling that he's never going to come back after this knee injury? I did say that. I did say that before he come back. He might never be the same. Well, yeah, you know what I mean? So I think we've known that for a while now, and they've still not done anything about it, like, you know?
Yeah, look, let's go to the couple of these super chats before we come to a close. Clock in, Curtis. Great atmosphere in the away end at Newcastle. Don't agree with us being placed so high up. Do you see us genuinely progressing past the next round of our Champions League? Well, I don't know. It's going to be tough, whatever. PSV or Feyenoord will be tough. Don't think that's going to be a breeze in the park. Juventus and AC Milan, likewise. We're going to get one of those teams. I think we will, because I think we have to. But it's not given. With our front line, mate, with Martinelli going down, it ain't a given now. But they've put us in this mess, Lee, haven't they?
Yeah, listen, we have in the footballing gods of the world, we have gambled. We've gone all in, right? With 17 in our hand, playing pontoon. That's what we've done.
That's a great
I can't explain it any other way. We've gone all in. We put all our chips in, and we've got 17, a 10 and a 7.
And do you know what? Curtis got an even better one than that analogy earlier. He said, you're Lewis Hamilton, you've just jumped in your new Ferrari, which is in now, and you're doing well, you're winning the race. They're all coming in for fresh tyres. Now we'll leave Lewis out. We'll wing it, see if he can win it like that. And he finishes 4th because he can't get any higher than that. That is basically what we're doing. And I thought that was a superb analogy. Yeah, we ain't changed our tyres like everyone else has. That's what he's saying.
I can go along with that. I can go along with it.
Crazy. This last one comes in from Lawrence. Big up, mate. It says, Dan, there's more chance of Arsenal bringing out another 49 training top, another 49 training tops before Arteta signs a striker for us. Look, I'm sorry, mate, but he's got to sign a striker in the summer. I know I don't want to talk about it because we've only just shut this window. But if you do not buy an attacker in the window, it must be Mikel Arteta. It must be. I mean, there's no way I can say that is anything else. So this Sesko deal, if it's Sesko, if it's Isak, they won't go all out for whatever. You know, I was asked a question on Terry's show, £150 million. What do you want? Just go and get Isak. Spend the whole lot on Isak. I don't care. Just go and get him. Look at how good he is. He's absolutely destroyed the best centre-half partnership in Europe, according to a lot of people. Yeah, and he's destroyed them. He's not just done well against them. He's battered them in both legs.
Yes, he has, but he's also got other players helping him out, Dan. And you can't, if you just add him up front without anything else, you can't do that. If Arsenal are going to go and get Isak, They've got to go and get another couple of midfield players because we're going to be short in midfield. And listen, Isak has played against Bournemouth and he's played against Fulham. They've lost those games. Why? Because they've not got the players around like he should have, you know what I mean? Like Arsenal have, you know what I mean? Like consistent, whatever. It's not all about one player. Arsenal, never challenged for the league until 98 when Ian Wright was there, so don't go down that route of going, all right, well, let's get him and nothing else. I'd rather go all in on him, right? But you've got to bring in other players as well, and the reason you're going to go all in on him and other players is because you've done nothing in the last 2 windows. That is the only justification that I'll have this board with and the manager come the summer. If they buy 3 or 4 big names, you know what I mean? And we done this because we couldn't do it for whatever reason. If they just go and buy it, that ain't good enough. Ain't good enough. It's not going to win you anything because you've got to have other places in the department ready. You know what I mean? You're losing 2 midfield players, by the way, that have been very, very reliable for us the last couple of seasons.
Well, if we bring in Zubimendi, we need another one. They both go.
Yeah.
And this Marino, I've seen some bad players in midfield, but dear me, I don't quite know what this guy is.
Listen, people saying I'm delusional. I'm just saying I'm not saying that Arsenal are going to do this. I'm just saying what will pacify me. I don't think Arsenal will go and
get Isak.
You know what I mean? I'll tell you what now. I'm not putting my willy on the chopping block and saying we're signing. I think chance, you know what I mean. Like no chance. I wouldn't even put my little finger in there. I've got no. After what's happened in this window, I've gotten my, what's the word I'm looking for? Belief in this Arsenal is 0. I'm at 0. I am at 0 what this club will do. And I'm sorry, you know what I mean? They've got to bring in a lot of players, you know what I mean? I'm at this moment in time, I am done with the board. I am done with the manager, right? But I ain't done with the players yet. They're still working their socks off, and I'll support them to the end. But at the end of it, if Arsenal don't win anything this season, at the end of it, which I don't think they will, in my personal opinion, I don't think we've got enough strength up front to do it. I want to have serious questions.
So
at the end of the season, serious questions, and because I don't think that for me, with the money that I spend for season tickets and all that, that I should be relying on a 17-year-old kid to get us out. Now, not having a go at him when I say this, I'm saying that he is our only backup yesterday to come on. We've got nothing. He's now going to be playing, by the way, week in, week out. But as somebody said, Lee, in March, we've only got 2 games or 3 games in 5 weeks. Yes, that's correct. 2 of those weekends are FA Cup weekend. We're out of that. One is an international break. So they're all going to go off internationally where the manager's not going to care what minutes they get or not because they don't care, putting us at even more risk with our players. Declan Rice will play 2 games for England. Saliba will play 2 games for France. Kai Havertz will play 2 games for Germany. They'll all be playing minutes. Yeah. But you've let that, you know what I mean? So when it comes to international break, we should be having a nice bit of time, Dan, but every time we'd be worried because of internationals.
If Kai Havertz gets injured, we're stuffed. We're stuffed, don't you? Absolutely.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
any of them, Trossard, any of them get injured, we're stuffed, mate. So yeah.
Martin Odegaard goes off to Norway. You know what I mean? So
good stuff. Get them all playing. Yeah, they need the minutes in their legs. That's what they need.
Go and have a nice break. Go and have a nice break in Dubai, and then have another little break maybe before the international break, and let them get all flogged by their clubs or countries. That'd do. But that's all right. We've got backup. Oh no, we haven't.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing.
Are you in a? Go on, mate. Go on.
The women mirror our fucking first team, the men's team.
What do you
When
mean?
it comes to a big game, they lose. Semi-final.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Another two semi-finals we've gone out of in 2 days. The women and the men. Bosh out of them.
Yeah.
Play
Yep.
bang, bang, win. Comes against Chelsea.
Well, it's a mentality thing at the club, then, isn't it? It's got to be. It's got to be a mentality thing at the club.
Win. Come up against Chelsea, lose. Win. Come up against Man City in the semi-final. Out we go. We're out. Be like, no, FA Cup final, win. As soon as it's a big game, out.
Yeah. Facts. Absolute facts. Do I think Arteta should go if he doesn't win a trophy this season? Yes, I've said that right from the start. 100% I do. I'll tell you what, though, to Henley, I really hope there's one player that does go to Dubai because I think he needs it. Tommy Asu. I hope he gets a nice breast over in Dubai. Tommy Asu deserves it. I mean, have you seen how many minutes he's played? He must be
I don't think he's gone, has he?
I don't know, Lee. I'm joking. I haven't got a bloody
I don't
clue.
know if he's gone.
If he has gone, I'll be pissed off if he has gone.
Let me
tell you that now.
I understand because he hasn't done it. His table tennis skills have gone right up. He's Arsenal's table tennis champion, 2005. Because he's always playing ping pong.
I'll tell you, bruv, if he goes, I want an invite because I've played as many minutes this season as him. Do you know what I mean? I just do not understand how this guy is getting anywhere near the plane if he's going. But look, I don't go. So what does anyone know what's happened to him? Does anyone know what has happened?
I don't know if he's gone on the trip or not. Like I don't know. The last time I think like someone seen him, they said, "Are you a new signing or something?" I don't know. No one's seen him. I don't know what he's doing.
I think he's dog walking, mate. He's walking win the dog.
He was supposed to be fit 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'll tell you what, he'd do a good act with what's his name, the magician. You know what I mean, like
Paul Daniels.
Well, he can do him like, and he just go, "It's just an illusion."
He is hologram, isn't he? He's a cardboard cutout on the bench. I've never seen this geezer this season. Honestly, it's absolutely crazy. But listen, we're going to leave it there, people. Stay tuned. You're going to be sent over to Henry, who's ranting at the moment about Spurs. So I thought I'd send you over there for a laugh.
Oh, yeah, get over there. Was it Ange out tonight? Is it like that?
It must be Ange out, I reckon. Ange out tonight. He's back to Ange out.
Go and have a look at expressions because, he can't wait to take the mickey out of Arsenal. So make sure you get and have a look at expressions. He's another one.
Yeah, let's go look at them all, man, afterwards. We're going to send you over to Henry. Watch him.
Yeah, I love Deji as well, like, because I do like Deji. Get out, Deji.
Deji's his gold, man. Deji Spurs people. Go watch the watch along. He's absolutely
go and watch a bit of Deji. Go and have a bit of Deji. We want Deji tonight. We should make a song about that. Right.
We want. I feel like Deji tonight. Yeah.
I feel like Deji tonight. I feel like Deji tonight. I feel like Deji tonight. Right, you know what I mean? So,
brilliant. Look, Lee, I'll let you say bye to everyone, mate.
Give him a little follow, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I'll let you say bye to everyone and send them over to Henry. Go on, mate.
I'll send you all over to Henry. Listen, North London has been bashed up this week. Arsenal have lost by 2-0. 4-0 on aggregate. And Tottenham, was it 4-0 in the end? I don't know if it's 4-0. 4-0 on tonight, 4-1 on aggregate. So Spurs win the North London semi-finals by scoring a goal. Well done, Tottenham. It's been a bad week for North London. FA Cup this week, though, guys. For our boys, it's the Dubai Open golf tournament, mini golf tournament. I'm hearing that Ben White is 3-1 favourite. Tommy Asu, 6-1 favourite. But apparently he could pull his hamstring by picking up his putter. Kai Havertz, 55-1 because he can't find the hole on any of them. And Mikel Arteta, he ain't playing because he refused to buy a putter. Have a good night.